Welcome to Ramble 27. Today, I want to go over a few different things that have been on my mind, including some of the equipment rebalancing and some of the items that should have been on there that weren't. But first things, what's happening to my game? First things first, though. The Sae Bae cast has officially been put on Spotify, and in the next few hours, hopefully, it'll be on Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts as well. So I'm super excited. Basically, last night I spent several hours just trying to figure out how to do it. There has been a little bit of a voice to put it on these platforms, not much, but I figured, people that watch the Sae Bae casts at work or like in other situations when you're not at home and you're using a phone, YouTube definitely is a battery drainer, and hopefully this will help in those situations. Plus, let's be honest, the Sae Bae cast, like the actual video part of it is just literally pointless. And I apologize for my stuffy nose. Just allergies like every single day. But anyway, so I'm really excited. I'll put links at least to Spotify, and I would very much appreciate if you guys like listening to it and you use Spotify to follow it. And yeah, those will be updated like alongside anytime a new Sae Bae cast comes out. And for those that didn't know, BC Guppy, he is literally a just super big brain player. He's going to be on the Sae Bae cast this Tuesday. Super excited. So follow my Twitter down below as well and put topics in the thread. It's not pinned to my profile anymore, but should just be down there. I think I posted the tweet last night. So just put some topics in there, please. If you can't be asked to click on my Twitter link and do that, or you don't have a Twitter, maybe put some topics just in the comment section on this video. And yeah, just let me know, because like this guy literally has a massive brain. I'll literally link his YouTube in this video, and you can just see he only has like 3 videos, but he was the one that came up with the Bandos kiting method and also the KQ flower, like the mithril seed method. That one got patched, but the other one, the Bandos kiting, I think people just run around the room now to use a crossbow at Bandos, but he came out with the Bandos kiting method, which is really cool. You take no damage as long as it's set up well. Anyway, this guy's like just awesome, and he's just a really passionate player. I've talked to him, like I've been bank standing with him on and off, and like we'll just have like super deep discussions literally in RuneScape chat. So I'm just super excited for it, and I hope you guys are too. So yeah, super exciting to get the Sae Bae cast on different platforms, and yeah, I think it's just gonna be a good thing overall, and it's gonna just. Also, if there's any other podcast service you guys use that's not like Google, Apple, or Spotify, let me know, because I can basically put it on any podcast service. I just need to know what you guys are using, and I can just, try to put it on there, because it doesn't cost me to put anything now that I've just paid up the initial like monthly fees just to like have a host for my podcast. So yeah, so just let me know if there's any other services. Anyway, I want to kind of talk about the reason I'm doing cannonballs right now is because I have like 50,000 tabs open right now. I'm trying to, I'm talking to I'm a Drum. If you guys haven't heard of him, I'm actually going to link his info in the description as well, so you can find him here in the description. But he is a YouTube content creator. He streams and he makes YouTube videos, and he is basically like clue centered right now. He's going for all pets. But he just focuses on like one pet at a time, and he does it in a very unique and like fun way. So he's been stacking up a bunch of master caskets. I think he's at like 300 plus at the moment, and he's saving up till 500, and he's going to do a 500 master casket opening, which is just crazy, like unheard of. Anyway, the man does like medium clue and easy clue openings. And they're just so well edited. It's like out of control how good they are. Like seriously, like so underrated. It's just like makes me sad, man. So give the man some. I know I'm not that big. I mean, he's bigger than me, I'd assume, but like on YouTube, he's a lot bigger than me. But go, like, seriously, subscribe, watch his videos. They are crazy good, like just so good. Like, I'm not paid to say that, like, but I've asked him on Discord to help me with my Elder Maul slash Onyx, Elder Maul buff slash Onyx sync video. I want to make a very, like, straight to the point video that is basically explaining my idea, and I want it to, like, actually get some exposure. And the way to get exposure is to not just make a stupid fucking ramble about it, but to actually, like, articulate exactly what I want, and have some great editing along with it. So I'm super excited. That'll come out in the next few days, hopefully. And I just want to make it really clean, and I'm going to get Drum to help me with that. So if you want to see his, literally just watch any of his videos. They're crazy good, and, like, that's what you're hopefully going to be expecting from this video. Like, I'm hoping it's going to look like, you know, just super quality, and it's going to be very short. It's not, like, you know, crazy, but I want to get my ideas, like, across to you guys in a professional manner. Anyway, moving on. Equipment rebalancing. I got a lot of, like, I guess the video that I posted got a lot of controversy. I think people are just really sad that the Blowpipe's getting nerfed. At least that's what it looks like on, like, social media. And I understand, you know, people's, like, I don't know, disdain toward it. But I've been asking in my stream. Some people are like there's people that keep comparing it to what the Blowpipe currently does with bronze darts right now. Dragon darts after this update will be worse than using a Blowpipe with bronze darts now, and I think that is true. Like, I haven't actually personally done the calcs, but it looks as though that is true. But what people don't say, like, who listening to this has even ever used a Blowpipe with bronze darts? Like, literally, I've never used that. The lowest I've ever used is Mithril, and I don't think anybody here has, like, really used bronze darts. But apparently, the max hit right now of a Blowpipe with dragon darts is like a 30. Like, with max range, rigor, it does a 30. These might not be completely accurate, but according to, like, what I've seen, that's the max hit. The max hit of a Blowpipe with bronze darts is 25. So in our minds, I think we just assume a Blowpipe with bronze darts is going to be hitting 2s and bullshit. No, it hits 20 fucking 5s, and the dragon darts hit, you know, 30 as their max. Like, that's, like, literally nothing. And this is not assuming, like, on task or salve or anything. It's just, like, basic, like, killing something that's not undead or anything. With max. So, and accuracy has really never really mattered with, like, squishy monsters and stuff. So overall, guys, it's like, it really is a healthy nerf. Like, it really is. And doing 25s with a Blowpipe, like, Blowpipe is so out of control OP as is, like, right now. This is good. Now, I would be okay if they kept the accuracy the same as they're proposing, but they did increase the damage from what they're proposing. I am okay with that. I'm not saying what they've decided is flawless and that it doesn't need any twerking. Twerking? Did I just say fucking twerking? Tweaking. God damn it. Okay. I'm not even gonna fucking edit that out. Anyway, tweaking. Jesus Christ. Okay. I lost my train of thought. I'm okay if they tweak, you know, a little bit of the stats. So, you know, making the, instead of a 30, what it currently does for dragon darts, it hits like a 27 or a 28. I'd be okay with that, as long as the accuracy stays. I think the accuracy is the most important part. They could even literally keep the damage the same, just drastically lower the accuracy, which they're doing. But I think overall, lowering the max hits a few is a healthy thing as well. And as it's proposed right now, 25 is not the worst thing it could have gotten dropped to. So anyway, just my thoughts on that. Now, what hasn't been addressed at all is the DHCB and the Dragon Hunter Lance, and the Arclight. So this just doesn't get brought up. It was not in the integrity change poll whatsoever, and this is actually very important. So there's been talk of, them wanting to nerf Vorkath because of how OP it is and how it's just so good compared to like every other like boss, just GP wise. If they were to nerf a DHCB, which is completely like, it's like it should happen, it's completely called for. Like, we should definitely be nerfing the Dragon Hunter crossbow and the Dragon Hunter lance now that the Blowpipe is nerfed. The reason the Dragon Hunter, so for those that don't know, the Dragon Hunter crossbow was initially like a 10% damage and accuracy toward dragons. That was it. And it just wasn't that good. It was still great. It was still better than an ACB against like wyverns and brutal black dragons and stuff. Obviously the T-bow is just a lot better. But the Dragon Hunter the Dragon Hunter crossbow, already had its niche. And it was like very well balanced as a crossbow that was the best in slot crossbow to kill Dragonbane creatures. Then Vorkath came out and everyone was using a Blowpipe, and Reddit and probably Twitter and just people were just complaining that the Dragon Hunter crossbow, which is a raids, like a rare raids item, wasn't good against Vorkath. And so you know what Jagex did? They just panicked and made it a 30% damage and accuracy boost to every single dragon, which made it just above a Blowpipe. And it's just disgusting how much it hits. It's just the most artificial buff I've ever seen in anything. And like nobody talks about it. It's just disgusting. So a way to, one, nerf how powerful Vorkath's drop table is not to even touch its drop table at all, but just simply to nerf how fast you can kill it. And with a Blowpipe nerf that's going to come into the game, now is a great time to nerf the Dragon Hunter crossbow. I personally believe it should be nerfed down to a 20%. That is still a great crossbow, and it's still going to be used against Vorkath. It's still the best in slot weapon, even at 20%. But nerfing it from 30% damage and accuracy to 20% damage and accuracy is a great, that's a great point to put it at. And it's not going to, fuck things up too bad. I don't think people will complain that much, except people are going to complain no matter what. But this is like very healthy for the game. Like, you guys got to understand how, and I think most of you do understand, just how like truly busted a Dragon Hunter crossbow is, especially against Vorkath. It's just out of control. The Dragon Hunter lance also needs to be looked at because I still want the DHCB and the Dragon Hunter lance to be about equal. I think the DHCB currently is just slightly better DPS at Vorkath. And I'm not talking about Vorkath just exclusively, but the Dragon Hunter lance needs a little bit of a nerf. Not much, but currently, like the rapier, the blade of Saeldor, and the mace have very niche uses, which is really sad because you would think that a niche weapon like a Dragon Hunter lance would be the niche and that everything else has like a main use. Nah, it's the complete opposite. Dragon Hunter lance is good against literally so many things. It's disgusting, and it outclasses all those three weapons that are super high tier. Now people argue, oh, Dragon Hunter lance, it's like you have to get a claw, which is 95 Slayer, and you have to get a Hoss and combine them, and that's the reason why it should be so good. It should still be best in slot against dragons, but it should just be barely better than, for example, a rapier or a blade of Saeldor or a mace against so if you didn't have a Dragon Hunter lance for some reason, but you had a rapier, a Dragon Hunter lance would still be best in slot, let's say at Olm Hand, but it's not like to the point of why are you using a rapier? Literally, you see people using like a rapier against Olm Hand, you're like, what are you doing? Like, people literally question that because it's just how much better a Dragon Hunter lance is. So that needs a nerf. I think currently it's a 20% damage and accuracy against Dragonbane. monsters, it should be about a 15. Now, that is very rough. I have not actually done the calculations on it, but I still want it to just barely be better than, a rapier, blade of Sildor, and mace. I really do think it should just be slightly better. So if you still are using a rapier against those, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. In fact, using, well, I don't know. It's hard to say. I was going to say, if you're using like a mace and full Inquisitors, that could almost outclass it. But again, the Dragon Hunter Lance does have, I'm just thinking of like Olm Hand using like a mace with full Inquisitors would outclass a Dragon Hunter Lance. But I think Dragon Hunter Lance would still just barely outclass it, even if it was nerfed slightly. Anyway, these are just thoughts in my mind, and I think both of those need to be nerfed. The Dragon Hunter crossbow especially. They're just out of control OP, and this would help in multiple ways. It would help Vorkath not being extremely powerful GP wise if they nerfed the two weapons that kill it. So if you're slowing down kills per hour, that's slowing down GP, that's lowering GP per hour, which I think is healthy. Let me know in the chat what you guys think about this. Like, I know there's going to just be people that are Vorkath Andes and are just going to be really butthurt that I'm even advocating for this, but like, think of the health of the game, and that things really should be balanced around each other. Now I want to move on to the Arclight. Arclight right now, people have a big problem with because it's a free weapon. It's basically just a quest line weapon you get, and it's best in slot against all demons. It does use ancient shards, which is a good thing that it uses charges. I think that's great. The other thing I just want to mention briefly is Dragon Hunter Lance. I really do feel like it should be a charged weapon. I just feel like it should be a charged weapon, and I don't know exactly what should be charged with it. Like, especially if it doesn't get nerfed, it definitely needs to be a charged weapon. If it gets nerfed, I'm not opposed, and I'm not really advocating for it at that point if it gets nerfed. But if it doesn't get nerfed, I think it should be charged, and I don't know what it would be charged with exactly. Maybe like, I don't know. It's just like silly. I'm thinking like Dragon Bones or something. Just something to charge the fucker with, because it's so OP as is, and it's used for so many different things. Arclight does use charges, but I was talking in Summit Discord with all the 5 heads in the community, and they were saying like how the Arclight works is that like every single max hit, every single strength bonus you pack onto your dude, it exponentially increases how much the Arclight smacks. So basically, the more strength bonus we can put on our player, and in the future when more strength bonus comes out, melee strength bonus, the Arclight's going to keep getting exponentially better than as it currently is, which is already best in slot. So it's just a dangerous place for the Arclight to be in as, armor progresses and stuff, how the Arclight's just going to get better and better. Like when the Serb update comes out, or sorry, whenever the Serb becomes a demon, the Arceus spellbook rework comes out, I think that's when Serb is going to be classified as a demon. It's going to drop those new ashes. Arclight is going to be best in slot there. Obviously, a Scythe would be slightly better, but a Scythe costs a metric fuck ton to use, and it's very, very expensive. But like an Arclight's going to be just barely under that, and you're going to literally be stabbing Serb. Like, that's the best in slot. You're going to be stabbing Serb with an Arclight and just doing crazy amounts of damage to it. And the more armor and strength bonuses increase over time, it's just going to make it even more exponentially powerful, to the point where it actually surpasses a Scythe. Because the more strength bonus you get, it'll increase the Scythe, but exponentially the Arclight's going to just eventually pass it. So it's just dangerous how it's balanced right now and how the formula works. So there needs to be an Arclight nerf. Personally, I feel like Arclight should be just as good as a Rapier and a Blade of Sildor. I still feel like it should be very, very good against demons, but I feel like it should be almost exactly as good as those 3 main weapons that we have. And with all these nerfs I'm talking about, like Scythe, something that is charged and something that is just disgustingly expensive to use, should remain best in slot. The fact that you can just wear like Inquisitors and a Dragon Hunter Lance at Olm hand and basically be doing as much DPS as a Scythe would is like bad. It's like, it's not great. Anyway, just a ramble of my thoughts. I just decided to make this because like I knew I just had a bunch of thoughts in my head and I just need to get them out. They need to fix the Arclight. They need to balance that. Those are the 3 main things that need to be balanced. One of the other things, so I guess this is kind of considered like my second take. The first video I had about equipment rebalancing was literally first time seeing the blog. So now after a few days, I'm kind of seeing what could be altered. For the most part, they did a good job. The Din's Bulwark getting nerfed drastically to the point where it has negative 25 magic defense. Listen, if you're going to nerf the melee defense and make it so it's actually a punishment to wear a Din's Bulwark, it's literally it's just a big punishment to wear that if you're about to get frozen. So let's say you get frozen, then you put on the Din's Bulwark, you do a switch, put on the Din's Bulwark to protect against range. They're just going to be maging you the entire time. So it's just this like horrible thing to use. Like the Din's Bulwark is genuinely a horrible weapon or just a horrible shield to bring into the wilderness. It's just actually fucking awful. The only way they could make it good, but retaining the like combat triangle where, you know, maybe it should have magic negative bonus. Maybe it should decrease the melee. I think currently it has like a plus 145 range defense. If you're going to nerf the Bulwark in other areas, and it's already been nerfed once before where it just completely removed the magic defense, now you're going to make it negative, they need to up the range defense a fuck ton. And I'm talking like plus 200 minimum. I'm thinking a plus 200 range defense. If you're going to make it negative 25 magic and reduce the melee by like, I think it was like 25%, you got to up the range drastically. Okay, I want you to look at the Din's Bulwark. Do you see how fucking thick this thing is? It's like it's actually thicker than a door. There's no doors in Taibo 1i, I don't think. Or this isn't Taibo 1i, this is Shiloh Village. There isn't any doors here, but look how thick this wall is. Look how thick this shield is. It's actually thicker than this wall. Arrows are not going to be fucking penetrating through this. This shield, 148. So this is getting nerfed to about 100. This is going to negative 25. The range needs to get plus 200 at least. If it's just going to be so bad against magic especially and just weaker against melee, this shit needs to be like plus 200. I'd even say plus 250 because there is a serious disadvantage if I'm carrying the shield right now. Let's say I'm getting attacked by PKers. If let's say it gets a plus 250 range, I'm not going to be fucked by ballistas, but I almost need to bring another shield just to like offset how much negative magic I'm getting. So I'm going to be having to click like I'm going to have to bring like 2 things to make this shield even worth. I'm going to be having to like flick this. If I'm in singles and somebody's like switching between like ballista and magic, I'm literally going to be having to not only switch gear, but like switch prayers as well, you know? It's obnoxious. So if you're really going to just fuck the Din's Bulwark up, and the only the people's like argument toward like keeping it as the proposed changes is like it's a 5 mil weapon or whatever the hell it is. 4 mil. People are so obsessed with like price dictates how good things should be, but like the better this thing is, like the price will rise, you know? Like I don't know, I just feel like people exclusively looking at prices of items dictates how good they should be. It's just kind of silly. Anyway, this shield needs to be seriously either not touched or keep the negative magic and up its range crazy. Like, you need to. This thing if arrows are hitting it, why the hell would they even ever hit you? Ever, you know? Anyway, just my thoughts. You also can't attack with the shield. So, I don't know. I have problems with that nerf, and I think the range should be out of control good than the range defense. Anyway, just my thoughts on that. There's something else. I can't remember the other thing off the top of my head, but those are kind of some of my thoughts, like on equipment rebalancing, and who knows what they're gonna. So they're coming out. So here's the cool thing: this Tuesday they're coming out with a revised like blog talking all about it, and that is the same day I'm doing the Sae Bae cast with BC Guppy. So it's just a good time because if the blog comes out while we're doing the podcast or like right before, that'll literally be perfect timing because we can go through it on the Sae Bae cast and just talk about it. And he's very, very smart. In fact, he's already made his very own spreadsheets like years ago, and they've been updated and stuff, talking about how he would rebalance items before this equipment balancing thing was ever a thing. He had just for himself had gone through because he just loves, you know, calculations and stuff like that. He went through it and already like basically rebalanced a bunch of items to make them all like very balanced. And it's pretty interesting to look at. I'm gonna show you some spreadsheets on Tuesday. Anyway, just a simple little ramble, kind of packed, but hope you guys enjoyed this. I wasn't live today, and I know, God, I literally said I was gonna be live every day this month, and I've already missed like 2 days. So big apologies for that. I just am kind of busy, and I just going out to dinner tonight in a few hours, and just today was not like, it was just like kind of crazy. And I just have a lot of stuff I'm working on. I was working on importing and exporting all the Spotify or all the Sae Bae casts and trying to edit them. So like, for example, the Adicon Sae Bae cast has 2 random like minute breaks in it that I didn't fucking bother because I'm lazy. I didn't bother like editing them out beforehand, but I did edit them out in the actual like Spotify versions and stuff. So like, anyway, it's just kind of pretty time consuming, and now I'm trying to work with Drum to get this new video out, and I'm trying to compile some like, well, he's gonna be I'm compiling some stuff, but he's gonna be like editing it, and I need to get some voice files to him, and then I need to edit those to make it like so the video just is like very clean. Anyway, just a lot of shit going on, but I'll be live tomorrow. I'll be back at Nightmare, god damn it. And yeah. Oh, I saw Arcane got a mace. Freaking spoon. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.